Hello everyone, Cheek here with another Transformers review, and today I'll be reviewing the Transformers Armada, Perceptor, also known as Grinder, Highwire, and SureShock, the three main Minicon characters of the Armada cartoon, paired with the three main human characters of the cartoon. They are probably the most well-known Minicon team from that show, other than obviously the weapon ones, which would be the air defense team, whatever the name of the Skyboom Shield team is, and then the space team, which is the Requiem Blaster. That's not to say that the other Minicons aren't cool or fun or anything like this, but this has sort of been a grail for me. I did get the Universe Generations coloring of them, where it's the same mold, but in a consistent color scheme, where it's pretty much greens and dark blues. It looks cool, but it is not cartoon accurate, so I finally got the original colors, so which is really nice, and I can finally, complete pretty much all the Minicon teams, or at least the majority of them. Today's review will be a 2-for-1, obviously, since, there's two Minicon teams. They're identical to each other with the exception of the color scheme. This set is, like I said, green in color, while this one has orange, blue, and light blue. I would say that these two don't differ too much color-wise. It's just SureShock that's quite different from the others in this set. Bright orange, I quite like. I really do like that orange color. But yeah, now that I got both of these, definitely probably going to put this one with my Armada display. Anyway, I'll do just this one in detail. The others, it's like I said, color is just a little bit different. But here's Highwire. You can see Perceptor's head in vehicle mode, but he is just a simple little motorbike, not a bicycle, a motorbike. Grinder obviously is a skateboard, a rocket-powered skateboard. He honestly has the simplest looking mode, but I still think it's pretty cool. And there is a little peg up there, so I guess depending on the Minicon, if you have a Minicon that has a port on its foot, you could have it riding Grinder. I've actually never thought of doing that before until now, but that is cool. That is something that you could do if you decide to do it. And then, of course, there's a Minicon port on his chest, and yeah, rocket boosters, like I mentioned. SureShock is an electric scooter. Pretty cool. And I think what's really funny about the show is that they scanned the non-motorized versions of these things, a standard skateboard, a very simple scooter, and a little bicycle, and then they got these versions, which I think is pretty cool. So I guess they use creative imagination when coming up with their own individual alt modes. I guess start off with Highwire, since he's kind of the leader. To get him into his robot mode, you just disconnect right there, then rotate this down, and then split apart. You don't necessarily have to split apart, but you can if you so desire, just to give him a little bit more going on there. But this is little Highwire in his robot mode. He is a spindly little thing, but he can stand like that. Grinder, I think, is my favorite as far as like being a workable individual little robot mode. Is just split up. I pushed it together, and now it's not wanting to split, but you split his arms out, rotate these out, and then rotate nice and stiff on this one. Rotate out, and then rotate the... I don't think it's supposed to rotate right there. Come on. Silly thing. Rotate. There we are. Right there. And there is Grinder. I think he's absolutely adorable. Articulation on these guys is very limited. Like, just get a little bit of that. Not really much there. And then Highwire does have a little bit more because of his ball joints. And let's see if I can get Grinder to stand up for us. And then SureShock is the simplest to transform out of all of them. You just kind of extend up, then you pull apart right in there, and then rotate around like that. And I've never really liked Sure Shock's robot mode. It's so goofy, and then the way Sure Shock just moves in robot mode. I guess I'm assuming this wheel somehow moves down there, at least for like cartoon in-universe reasoning, but still looks pretty cool with the paint right there. But I will say having that split right there for transformation is a little bit of an eyesore, but I still think those look pretty cool. And there is the other team. I will say for this Sure Shock, I do like how, since it is a darker plastic, that split in the face is not as noticeable. Grinder is obviously quite different. I do like the silver for the face. And Highwire, if you look at just the right angle, doesn't even look any different, because the only real difference is the green around Perceptor's head. Other than that, Highwire is identical. This is a product catalog that is included from the Unicron battles. It has different products in it than the original one. Unfortunately, with the way it's done, you cannot see this Minicon Stormcloud in his robot mode. But you can just see all the different ones, all the different teams. This is a Air Assault Minicon team for the Dark Saber. And then just all these different ones. One thing I want to point out specifically once it comes up is, if you want to take a closer look at these, you can pause it and take a closer look at the catalog. But one of the things, I might have missed it. Yes, I was reviewing the old catalog from the other one, but it showed Laserbeak in his original colors, closer to the original cartoon, G1 cartoon colors. But yeah, this is the rest of the catalog. Has the Lego transforming ones, and then of course a little comic. It is volume 4, so I have a feeling that there's a lot that's been missed. But I think that's pretty cool. Although the tidal wave is toy colors and not the show colors. But that's about it for the catalog. To get them into their combined mode, you just, at least for Highwire, you rotate Perceptor's head around, rotate these up, and wait, wrong way. It's supposed to go that way. There we are. But this right here plugs into the top of Grinder, which I think is pretty nifty, although it would be really cool if I could find a Minicon that has a port on the bottom of its foot so it could stand on there. And obviously, I guess you could have a Minicon stand on Grinder, but anyway, got Highwire done. Highwire is like the easiest one to do. Just split apart like so. Make sure that this stays shut. And then you just flip this out and rotate. Flip out and rotate around. And come on, without rotating. There we are. There we are. So get a little more posability there. And set that Grinder off to the side. And then Sure Shock, the bright orange one, which brings a lot of color to Perceptor. So let's go ahead and split the legs. Or not legs, but Sure Shock entirely in half. That is Sure Shock split right down the middle. And then extend out. And then rotate this up, and you'll see that there's a little tab that goes right into that little slot. And then just do the same for the other side. Tab in that slot, and this tab is really good and stiff. I'm sure it won't be after doing this significantly larger, or well, if I do this significantly more in the future, although it does look like it could be a little bit warped, just a little bit. Looks like it's not quite lining up, so it could be a little warped. I don't know if there's much I can do about that, but as long as Perceptor is able to stand, I'm not going to worry about it too much. Okay, so for assembly, going to just push that in, and it's just friction that holds it together. Just slide it up in there, right behind Grinder's head, and then I guess move the hip skirts, if you want to call them that, which is also Grinder's arms, out of the way, and then go ahead and take high wire and plug him in like that, and we pretty much have Perceptor in the combined mode, and he looks so cool. Finally glad to have one in the proper good colors of the original cartoon, the one that I grew up with. This is the first Transformers cartoon that I watched a complete series of, and I loved it as a kid. Oh, so much. Loved it. Obviously, the articulation of this combined form is very limited. The head, you can move around a little bit, but it's not going to look too great because of the way it pivots right back there. So, but you can make him look up a little bit, look down a little bit. That's about it for his articulation, really. I mean, the arms, you can move around a bit, but there's not too terribly much because the rest of Grinder really gets in the way of that. So, yeah, I just think he's so cool. And this one is also really cool, don't get me wrong. He was my first Perceptor, and I just absolutely think he's really cool too. But just like I said earlier, not tune accurate. I think it depends on what kind of aesthetic you're going for, because I think if you're wanting a uniform color scheme, this is the way to go, because the legs are the same color as the rest of the body, whereas he has bright orange trousers, which I personally really love that. I really love that. And also, like I said, it is the original cartoon look, but as you can see, they are identical except for the color schemes, and I just think that they are oh so very cool. One thing I did notice about the proportions, they are a little bit closer to a normal human. I mean, obviously, if you look at the legs from the side, it's like, really big. But if you look from the front, it looks like he has relatively small feet. And then a slightly larger than average head. So his feet to head looks closer to a normal human's rather than a Transformer. So that could potentially look a little bit off to people that are used to the Transformers proportions like I myself am, but I still think it looks really cool. I doubt it was deliberate or intended in that way, but it just, considering that they're paired up with the humans, I think that that's pretty cool. And for a completely unexpected or potentially unexpected random comparison, here we have these Perceptors with the original G1 Perceptor. No relation, just a shared name. Just a history of using old character names on new molds. And as much as I love original Perceptor, I do think that this Perceptor does a pretty good job carrying on the name. Not in the scientist sense, but as being a good Autobot. Anyway, that's about it for the Transformers Armada Perceptor. Highwire, Sure Shock, and Grinder. And of course, the universe counterpart, or coloration, or whatever generations, is essentially another version. But if you like this review, and you'd like to see more, please click that like and subscribe button to see more. And until next time, have a good one, everyone.